Hello everyone, I'm your host Cadence Kinsey and this is #PickMe. Welcome to Learning My Ethnicity. I have been wanting to do this for legit years and what's been holding me back, low-key, high-key, was fear because I was just like, I don't know what they're going to be doing with my DNA. And I'm so sorry if I sound sick. It's because I am. I've been sick for like a week now and it's only getting worse. I don't know what's going on, but it's going through my campus. So I did take a DNA test from ancestry.com. Before I get started, what I know about like my ethnicity, I know that, excuse me. So my dad says I'm black and white. My mom also says that I'm American Indian. It's like mixed, obviously, interracial. Dad's mom also says that she's American Indian. She's more of a much lighter skin tone than me. Out of all my siblings, I have always been the darkest one until my baby brother came along. So, yay! There's nothing wrong with like skin color or anything like that. It was just like I was always the odd one out. It was so funny, but the amount of times that I've had girls from all ages come up to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, Cadence, your brothers are so fine." I'm like, I don't need to know that information. Thank you very much. And then I've been told that I look Hispanic. I've been told that I look Asian, and I've been told that I look mixed. And oftentimes people will be like, "Oh, what are you mixed with?" And I say American Indian. They're like, "Oh, that's why you have long hair." No, it's not why. I don't think that's why. I don't even know if it's true. So we're gonna check. But family says, like my mom's mom says that we have family in Jamaica, so that we could possibly be Jamaican. And then my mom and my grandmother also says that one of our great grandmothers was a princess, so there's like royalty blood, if you will. Royal blood, I mean. And our real last name is French, and my family's was, I guess, my family is from the French headquarters in Louisiana. I believe both sides, actually, which is really weird. Okay, like, I just hope they're not related in some strange way. Like, they started... That'd be so funny. I would hope I'm not, like, gonna be dating my cousin. But, yeah. So, our real last name is Couteau and Parfait, which Parfait means perfect in French, and Couteau, I think it's just a name. I have no idea what it actually means. The history goes that our last name that we have now was actually given to us by our slave owner. Or like, I guess it would be like the master or whatever. And with the whole royalty thing, my grandmother is one of my great grandmothers is in the museum, a Louisiana museum. I won't say her name or anything, so I don't want people like looking me up. This is so weird, but yeah, we're just gonna get started. Okay, so I have the app, and for the sake of like reactions, I did not look at this yet fully. At least I don't even know what I'm looking at. There's so much on here. Ooh, okay. Wait, is this everywhere I'm from? That's a lot of places. Hold on. Whoa, okay. So, what? Wait. Oh my god. I'm white. Like, wait. There's no freaking way. This is not real. This is not real. Okay, that's expected. What the heck? This is not accurate. This is not accurate. There's no... Y'all, it's saying that I'm majority white. It's saying 26%. What is this? Oh. This is like disappointing. Because I was hoping I could like pinpoint it and then learn like that specific history. Here's what it says. 26% England and northwestern Europe. 11% Ivory Coast and Ghana. Where is that at? Okay, that's like above us. Okay, so it's north. 10% Mali in Africa. See, this makes sense because this explains like my skin color. 9% Nigerian, 6% Benin and Togo, 6% Cameroon. I hope I'm pronouncing all these right. I'm sorry, people. 6% Indigenous Americas, North. Okay. Is that the American Indian part? 6% Wales. Wales? What? There's no freaking way. Oh, I hope this isn't too loud. I need to like tone it down a little bit. 5% Senegal, 3% Nigerian woodlands, 3% Western Bantu peoples, 3% Scotland, 2% Central West Africa, 1% Southern Bantu peoples, 1% Indigenous Eastern South America, 1% Sweden, and 1% Aegean Islands. I've always wanted to go to Sweden. The one time that I was there, it was just like, it was beautiful. I was there for what do you call it? A connecting flight. And I'm obsessed with chocolate. Sweden has the best chocolate I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like, no cap. I'm not even joking. I would live there just for their chocolate. But I would really love a dual citizenship for US and Sweden, because Sweden has just so much green land, and like looking at it from the airplane, it's nothing but green land. I'm obsessed with it. But can I like dive into these? Because how the heck am I 26% England? So it's showing here, it's like, oh, okay. Well, there's France. That actually makes sense. That goes along with what my family's told me my whole life. So I wasn't lied to. I'm not adopted. But okay. So I've also wanted to go to the Netherlands, but anyway, so it's like Belgium, Luxembourg, and England. I remember when I had like my very first boyfriend, and after I mentioned like being French to him like as a possibility, he goes, "Oh, I'm obsessed with French people." I just laughed. I don't know what to say to that. Thank you. Okay. So when you click on it, it like gives you a little bit of like a history background, I guess. It says England and northwestern Europe, primarily located in Channel Islands, England. Are any of you guys from here watching that? Let me know and like drop some facts about my potential homeland. This is crazy. Okay. So also found in Belgium, France, yeah, Germany. There's no way I'm German. Sorry. Isle of Man. I have nothing against Germans or anybody. But funny story, when I went to Italy on a mission trip, right? This is my second mission trip. And all the like pure raw Italians, it was like two of them, and one that was like I think partially Italian or something like that. They were teaching us how to make tea like in the kettle, right? And they started talking mad junk about French, and I let them talk the entire time. At the very end of the conversation, I go, "So I'm part French." Laughing my butt off. Their faces, oh my gosh, you should have seen it. It was so hilarious. They're like, no offense. Yeah, no, I know. It was funny. Okay, so the history of Britain, the heart of our England and northwestern Europe region, is often presented as one group of invaders after another, displacing the native population. The Romans, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings, and Normans all left their mark on Britain. both politically and culturally. However, the story of Britain is far more complex. In fact, modern studies suggest the earliest populations weren't wiped out, but adapted and absorbed the new arrivals. Alright, so that's like majority of me right there. This is so freaking cool. Wait. So journeys? What does that mean? Whoa. Oh my god, this is where we all live right now. What the heck? How do they know this? This is so okay, I wonder if they have it. Oh my god. This is how do they know this? So okay, so another story in my family is that my grandfather, who was, I would like to brag now because I can without him saying anything, which might sound bad, but I love him so much. He's a pure heart, pure soul, right? So, oh my god, horsies. But so my grandmother traveled down from, I think it was South Carolina. She came all the way to Florida, the northern part of Florida, to Gainesville, and there she met my grandfather. They fell in love, had my dad, and yeah. But on this map, it is literally showing the journey to like North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. A huge part is in like Georgia and Alabama, and then it like fades away. Oh my god, they also have Louisiana and Mississippi, which have been crazy stories there too, because my grandmother, the one who's like looks Caucasian but is American Indian, she said that our family was like pretty big, and like the Kinseys, that was our known like last name, and we had like a lot of land and everything, and it was like basically like our tribe, like it was just our people. And apparently some white folk tried to come in excuse me, tried to come in and like initiate like slavery where we were all living, and we were like, heck no, like get out of there with that. And I think till this day there's like a land that's like, it's like titled or whatever, like the Kinseys or something like that, which I just think is really cool. Like it's kind of amazing to see that like your ancestors have, or like you have the same values and beliefs as your ancestors. Like I don't believe in slavery, not because of like the race and everything, just it's like it's wrong. I don't believe in division. I believe in unity and that we're stronger together. I don't believe in hating someone just because of their race or their beliefs or like their values. There's just because they're different. Like I've never understood the point of that. I never understood racism, the KKK and all of that. Like how can you hold so much like hatred in your heart for someone that you don't even know? Like that person can literally save your life one day and you wouldn't know it because you killed them. You know what I mean? Like we are literally all stronger together. So I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. So it says your ancestral journey over time. Learn where your ancestors lived and moved in the past 350 years, from 1725, oh my gosh, to 1950. So the journey history. Most African Americans in this community can trace their ancestry back to West Africa, though many came by way of the West Indies, where they had been enslaved. Though a few black Carolinians were free before the Civil War, the majority worked as enslaved laborers on small farms or plantations. After emancipation, Jim Crow laws and racial violence prompted hundreds of thousands to move north. United by family, community, and religious ties, both those who left and those who stayed in the Carolinas fought for equality and an end to segregation. Wow, pretty much matches my grandmother's story. So in 1750 to 1775, it says life and labor on rice plantations. So this is in Carolina. Okay, rice was king in the Carolina Low Country. Planters took advantage of enslaved women's knowledge of rice milling, which was traditionally women's work in many places of West Africa. Enslaved people not only grew and harvested rice, the region's most profitable cash crop at the time. They also prepared it for sale. After harvesting the rice, enslaved workers removed the hull and bran from the grain. Broken rice that couldn't be sold became a staple of enslaved people's diets. Wasn't that like... What is... what is it called? Grits. Yeah. I think that's like the leftover of something too. Farther inland, free and enslaved black people worked on farms and plantations, as well as around transportation hubs like Fayetteville. Sounds like Lafayette. For those of you who don't know, I am the first generation born in Florida. All of my siblings and majority of my family before me were all born in Louisiana. So I find that to be like a little interesting too, like just the difference in how we like grew up and our culture and everything. Yeah, of course, because it's so recent in my family, like not even a generation ago. I have like that culture, you know, as a big part of me still. One of my favorite things about Louisiana and their culture is their food. They have the best freaking food ever. And like our secret family recipes, like those that just get passed down throughout generations. So like we love to eat crawfish, like have crawfish boils, literally the whole family. We used to go once every year for the Mardi Gras. There's another favorite part of mine. We would have king cake, which is like, imagine this giant cinnamon roll with a bunch of like sugar sprinkled on top. It's so good. And then you would cut it and like they would it used to be like they would put a baby in the cake, not a real baby, a toy tiny baby. And like I don't know the lore, but like if you got the slice with the baby in it, then something happened. But they started putting it on top because apparently people would like choke on it. But yeah, so I love their food, and then I love their music, like just like the if you watch Princess and the Frog, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just so upbeat and it's like it's enjoyable. Boudin, gumbo is my favorite. Oh my gosh. And jambalaya, if y'all haven't had those, y'all are missing out. I would totally hold like a potluck just to like share that part of my culture, but it's really amazing. So yeah, so it says here that like just in general in the 1775 through 1800s, some enslaved people moved inland, others fled to Great Britain. Many people in bondage sought their freedom by joining the British. Although thousands freed themselves during the Revolution, most enslaved people in the Carolinas remained in bondage. 1800 through 1825, the rise of Sea Island cotton. Wow, this is a lot. Okay, well, here we go. This connects. Religion played a role in the lives of many enslaved people. In the coastal Carolinas, most practiced a Christianity that blended African and European practices and beliefs. Along with formal congregations, enslaved people often met in praise houses. These were small cabins or other wooden structures, often on plantations, where they could preach, practice rituals, sing, and build community away from white oversight. Rituals included the ring shout, where people danced, chanted, and clapped in circles. That's so cool. Meetings could last all night, and because they met without white supervision, attendees vocally linked their worship to dreams for freedom. That's so beautiful. Wow. 1925 through 1950s, titled Exodus, says racist violence, segregation, and jobs prompted thousands of African Americans to move north from the Carolinas to cities like Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York. On their journeys, they often waited in segregated waiting rooms before boarding segregated Jim Crow cars on trains. Black drivers used the Negro Motorist Green Book, which listed restaurants and hotels that would serve them. In the North, African American workers still face discrimination in the workplace and housing. Black communities united Black communities united in Buy Where You Can Work campaigns to boycott white businesses that wouldn't hire African Americans. And many black neighborhoods became centers of creativity and culture. For example, New York City was home to the movement known as the Harlem Renaissance. It's showing like this map that I'll show you. I'll probably end up taking like a screenshot. But basically, that is 1950. And then you can see as the years progressed to 1850, we start moving north towards Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. And then come 1925, we make it all the way past New Jersey. This is crazy. And then in 1950, majority of us stayed up north. Okay, so that was kind of like my family's journey history. It's so crazy. So it says specific places that I'm connected to are southeastern coastal South Carolina, makes sense, African Americans, as well as Clarendon County African Americans. Wow. So, near Greece, I guess, my ancestors. Between Turkey and Greece. Ancient Greek civilization that these islands belong to is famed for its political, philosophical, and artistic innovations that profoundly influence Western culture to this day. Several of the islands have significant Turkish populations. I've also always wanted to go to Turkey. I absolutely love Europe. It's always been just like awe-inspiring to me as well. Like, I don't know, just something about those places. It's just so amazing. Alright, so early South Carolina African Americans. So this is the part of my family that you can see are on this side. Majority, I would say, is in Georgia. It's pretty funny. I have family there now as well. I have family all over, to be honest with you. So the journey history. By 1860, as slavery and cotton production had spread across the South, African Americans outnumbered white South Carolinians, and 98% were enslaved. After the Civil War, the U.S. Army occupied South Carolina to ensure that African Americans received the rights promised to them in the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. Black adults and children eager for education flocked to new schools for African Americans, and many black men ran for political office. However, Jim Crow soon stripped them of their rights, and many moved north or west in pursuit of economic freedom and safety. So, basically, it's just showing you the timeline of like how my family got to that, place. says specifically PD region African Americans. Okay, Southern Louisiana French. My theory was right! Yay! Oh my god, this is so exciting. So I am French. I'm like, duh, but it's just like, this is science and like DNA, and it like backs it up, you know? It's not just like folklore and stories that you hear. This is so awesome. Trying so hard not to scream into the mic. So specifically connected to southeastern Louisiana French settlers and greater New Orleans French settlers. I cannot wait to dive into the story and how we came here, but first I gotta go run an errand for my dad, so I'll be right back. In 5, 4, 3, 2. I know you see comment down below if you know where that's from. If you don't, you're too young. Okay. So I have here the story. Okay. So this is so exciting. Okay. Historically, Creoles referred to people of French descent born in Louisiana, and this group of French Louisianans came to dominate New Orleans and southern Louisiana. Louisiana stayed connected to France even after becoming an American state, attracting migrants from France well into the 19th century. Creole culture evolved as people of French heritage interacted with Louisiana environment and influences from African, Native American, and Spanish cultures. What resulted was a unique culture with food, music, and history unlike anything outside of Louisiana. This is so freaking exciting! The fact that you had people from Africa, Native Americans, and Spanish cultures like all come and unite here is so freaking beautiful, and it's cool. Maybe this is why like I literally look like I have a bit of everything, because I probably do. This is so exciting. Like it was always amazing to hear people who are like, oh yeah, like I'm from Cuba, or I'm from the Dominican Republic, or I'm from Puerto Rico. It's like, okay, like you know exactly where you're from, like you know your history, you know your culture. For me, I always felt lost my whole life. Like people would ask you, oh, like what are you mixed with? I'm like, I don't know. Black, white, American Indian. Like I left it at that. But to know like these are my roots, and it's like I always wish I had come from like one place, that like it was one type of DNA in my blood, but that's not the case. That's not who I am. I am mixed. I'm a bit of everything, and like that's okay. I always felt like I didn't have a place where I belonged, but truth is I have everywhere that I belong, and so do you. Even if you are only one type of blood or one type of DNA, one origin, like the point of this story, I would not be here if people that were different didn't move and migrate and intermingle and mix together. Like I would cease to exist, right? That's the beauty, and like mingling with different cultures and everything. Personally, I don't want to date someone who's exactly like me. Like I want to date someone who's different. I want to date someone who has a different culture, different background, different history from me. I want to know like what kinds of foods do they have. I want to know their music and everything. Like I want to know them like as their unique individual. Yeah, it's cool to be like, yeah, I'm French, but like I haven't lived in France. I don't like go there. And like all these other different European places. That's awesome. I would love to explore that, because that's a huge part of who I am. Apparently, majority of who I am, which is so funny to me. But like, just to have someone that's like not exactly like me. Like I don't want to feel like I'm dating myself. You know what I mean? Like if I want to do that, I would just date a family member. Sweet home Alabama. I would never. Oh my god. But like literally that is the beauty, and like interracial couples, like every time I see just like in general say like black and white, I'm like, that's so beautiful to me. Like I don't see how people can look at that and just have hate for it, almost as if like we're neglecting our history and our culture by like going off and finding something different. But to me, that's not the case. It's just like incorporating different. And I think that's what makes us stronger and more unique. Because when you keep to yourself and you self-isolate, just talking in general, not talking about dating, you do everything on your own. Even scientists have done studies of like children who got like terrific grades, like A+ students versus like students who didn't get good grades. And students who didn't get good grades, they studied by themselves. Moana too. I went to the theaters and I watched it by myself. I freaking loved that message. It showed her history, but it showed all these different tribes from different islands in Hawaii coming together and basically venturing out, searching for food, being each other's community. Like, to me, that is just so beautiful. I've always been attracted to that my whole life. I do not believe in like whites should marry whites and blacks should marry blacks. Like, I believe you should marry whoever the heck you want to. It's your life. I don't believe that anyone has an input or a say so into who you choose to marry and who you choose to love. I also wholeheartedly believe that if you have a type, you are attracted to that type for a specific reason. It means like whoever you're supposed to date or supposed to marry, perhaps that's why, because it's that specific person. I know something I've always told myself is like how much I used to hate my hair, like, or super extremely dislike my hair. And I'm like, one day it clicked to me, whoever my freaking future husband is that's supposed to be for me is gonna love the heck out of my hair. Like, that's the only reason why, you know, like I have this hair. And it's just like it dawned on me in a dream that I had I had a daughter, a baby girl, and she had hair like mine. Oh my god, I'm gonna get teary. And I just saw that and I'm like, I hated my hair so much, but like just seeing it on her, it made me realize that I have to love myself now. Because one day I am going to have children. I'm going to have to like look them in the eyes and tell them that they're beautiful. And I'm going to believe it because it's my children, you know? But it's like sometimes our own insecurities can get in the way of like our lives and our futures. And I don't believe it should be that way. Like when I have my daughter, I don't want her ever looking into the mirror and saying that she dislikes something about herself because she saw her mom disliking something about herself. Like the amount of times I asked myself, like I asked my family when I was younger, how can I like permanently straighten my hair? I'm so glad I didn't do any sort of like chemical treatments or anything like that. Thank God for a mom that did not like perm my hair or anything like that, because I don't ever want my daughter to look at me and be like, Mommy, why is your hair different than mine? Like, heck no. If anything, her hair is going to be different because of who I marry, and that's it. And then I'll explain to her genetics and science and everything. But it's just like, whew, this is a lot. I just believe that you should date whoever you want to date because you love and you're attracted to whoever you want to love and are attracted to. Your family doesn't have a say so. Your friends don't have a say so, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's your life. They're not going to be the one waking up to your partner every single morning. When I wake up to my partner every single morning, I want to love and adore who I'm looking at. I want it to be pleasing to my eyes, and I want to be pleasing to my partner's eyes. I want him to be attracted to me, and I want to be attracted to him. That is, of course, not the basis of a relationship, not the basis of a romance, right? It's not all about looks. It's also about our futures, our compatibility, like how we align well, our values especially, and what we'll be teaching our kids. Chemistry is just like, it's a beautiful part of it whenever you incorporate differences, you know? Anything different is like, to me, it's just amazing. Like, I know that I have weaknesses, like having a big heart, that can be a weakness, but having someone that is not like super like, you know, empathetic or something like that, that's their strength. You know, when you look at the bright side of it, you can say, oh, like you could look at the negative side and be like, I'm just not empathetic, or like, you know, I just don't have as big of a heart as you do. And like, that's you being negative. But when you look at it as a positive thing, you could say, my strength is logic. Okay. My strength is empathy. If I date someone who is empathetic Do you know how that will look for us? We would probably give and give and give and give and give and give and give without stopping. Like, that is so unhealthy. But to have that balance of two sides of the spectrum where our strengths complement one another and they stand in for our weaknesses, that is a beautiful love. And I view that on the spectrum of everything, not just characteristics in our values, but like even physicalities, you know? There's just something so beautiful about being different and being able to like accept that person as they are and not wish for them to change, knowing that you're better and you're stronger together. To me, it's mind-blowing and it's freaking beautiful. I cannot say it enough. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, wow. So this is showing that family from so this is exactly what happened. So my family originally, we lived in France, y'all. Look at this, right next to Switzerland, some in Belgium. Here's where we lived. That's my family, guys. Okay, and then it shows, I'm gonna do a screen recording. So we moved from France all the way. We traveled to, excuse me, the Americas, right? Oh, shoot. Wow. Some of us stayed in this region. Where is this? Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick. I have no idea where those are. Oh, and then also Louisiana, some in Alabama, but mostly here, which makes sense. Yeah, Baton Rouge. So in my life, I have lived in Florida, I have lived in Georgia, I have lived in Louisiana. It's just kind of crazy. The only place I haven't lived where my family is from would be France and South Carolina. So those are two places I would love to spend some of my life at. But yeah, so you see here, Lafayette. That's exactly where I lived when I went to, I think I was in the 4th grade. I was kind of popular in the 4th grade. Only because I was a new girl, you know, and like different from everybody else. People are attracted to that for some reason. Oh yeah, me pointing fingers at myself because I'm attracted to that, and I just explained to you why. Just gave me a whole spill. So Baton Rouge, and then New Orleans. So most of my family, I believe, is from New Orleans and Houma. We do not say New Orleans, okay? We say New Orleans. So Montague. Oh yeah, okay. So here's Houma. This is where I still have family living here, of course. Like, it was so interesting going to Louisiana, and then me and my mom, we were hungry. It was just us in Louisiana. And we stopped to eat at this restaurant. And the waitress happens to be like the owner of the restaurant. And they start having small talk, her and my mom, and they're like, oh yeah, do you know Richard? You can hear my accent coming out. It happens every time we talk about Louisiana or we like visit Louisiana. It's like this accent that comes out. But anyways, so we're like, oh yeah, do you know Richard? And it's like, my mom's like, oh yeah, that's my daddy. And so they start talking and they find out that they're cousins. I'm like, no freaking way. So that was really cool. But I was like, listen, my family, I love y'all because y'all make the best freaking food ever. The restaurant was soul food. It was so good. Oh man, I wish I could like go back, but I believe they shut down due to finances, so which sucks, but hopefully they can reopen it. It is one goal of mine to open up a restaurant, not just any restaurant, a specific kind, but I'm not gonna say it because I do not want my ideas stolen. But yeah, so this is crazy. Lake Charles. I don't even know where most of these places are. My mama would tell me about stories of like my family members still like in Louisiana, how I think it was like my uncle or something, he would never grocery shop. He would get all his food from his backyard. And I'm like, there's no way. And she'd be like, yep, roadkill too. I'd be like, that's disgusting. But like she said that he would have like a garage with no car. Specifically, this garage was for hanging animals up, and then he would like skin them ah. And then of course like cook them and everything, and he would have like whole heads of like animals in his freezer, which sounds like so scary and everything because of like documentaries nowadays, but it's like that was history, you know what I mean? Like he would go in his backyard, freaking catch an alligator with his bare hands, cook it and eat it. Like to me, that's so crazy. Like it's mind blowing, and that is the most Florida thing ever. But it will happen in Louisiana. So it's just so cool, like seeing my history like this and like the stories actually connecting and making sense. Because I, even though I was told like, oh yeah, like French headquarters, so like you could be French, it was always like a theory to me. It was never proven, which is why I wanted to do this. So seeing that it's just like completely true, like wow. So it says in 1725, Lower Louisiana attracted people from all over the French-speaking world. Migrants from northern France and Acadia, which is modern-day New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, sorry, I don't know how to say that, Scotia, rushed to the mouth of the Mississippi and Mobile, Alabama, looking for wealth and land. We got that. It's not wealth, but land for sure. At least had it, I'm sure, at one point. From the stories I've told, I have no idea what happened to that land, but I just know that like it was a thing at one point. As freeholders, merchants, smugglers, soldiers, and frontier tradesmen, the plantation economy proved the biggest draw, however, and the enslaved African population quickly outnumbered white Europeans. The rains and long summers were excellent for growing rice, sugar, tobacco, corn, and fruit trees, but the climate also brought violent flooding and punishing heat. Louisiana acquired something of a reputation as a haven for malcontents, shiftless adventurers, illicit smugglers, and quarrelsome folk in general. This is so honestly, wait, I think I have a little bit of this in my blood because I don't know what shiftless adventurers mean, but I am a huge adventurer. I love like adrenaline pumping things like skydiving, roller coasters. I'll be so scared as heck, but like once I do it, I don't want to do it again. Like the moment I landed after skydiving, I was like, can we go back up? And then quarrelsome folk. One thing about me, I will argue you down. Heck yeah, I love debating. It's just something that I don't know, I've always loved doing. The amount of like times I've been thrown into like debate clubs and everything, and people are like, come debate with us. I'm just like, no thank you. But it's like something I just love doing. Public speaking, I love doing that. Acting, dancing, singing, all of that stuff, for sure. I always say like on my mom's side, it's so funny because like now it all makes sense. It's all clicking. I always say on my mom's side, we've got like the doctors and the lawyers, and on my dad's side, we have all the athletes and musicians. And hearing like the quarrelsome part, that just makes us very good lawyers. So I can see that. Oh my god, this is so crazy. And like seeing my mom and my dad, the differences come together. Now we have the best of both worlds. I'm very athletic. I am very artistic. Less of that, but like I still love art, painting, drawing, coloring, all these things. Not a lot of people know that about me because like I don't share it a lot. I don't do it a lot, but once I do it, you're like, whoa. But anyway, moving on. It's so weird talking about myself. It's like I feel like I'm being prideful. I hate that, but I dislike that. But and then like also I just love the whole like medicinal side. So now I'm just wondering if like research has been done to show and to prove how like genetics influence our desires of like career choices and everything, because that would be a very interesting study that I would like love to read up on. Just like seeing all of this content and like the stories in my own family that I've been told. So moving on to Georgia and Florida settlers. That's me, my family, the first generation born here. So it says that basically people that came to Georgia were survivors, settlers, and patriots. By the late 1700s, colonists who had roots in England, Ireland, and Germany. Uh-oh. So I guess I am I like, does that make me part German possibly? Or Irish? Forgot what my results said already. But anyway, they had established communities in the western backcountry of Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Yeah, my great-grandmother. The backcountry was home to both loyalists and patriots as the Revolutionary War began, but patriots soon took the upper hand after Cherokees, I know a Cherokee, sided with the British. Backcountry militia units invaded and destroyed Cherokee towns. Oh no. White settlers moved onto those lands after the war, where most lived as subsistence farmers. Corn and pork were staples, and wheat and tobacco were cash crops until the cotton gin made cotton lucrative. Others mined or forged iron in South Carolina's Old Iron District. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm like part Cherokee. I would have to check the indigenous part, but basically, for the American Indian DNA, I've been told that my tribe was Blackfoot Indian. You can like look it up. I remember like getting school pictures back, whether I straightened my hair or if it was poofy. Like my mom would always comment, "You look American Indian." I'm just like, I never saw it until she said something, and I'm like, "Oh my god, you're right." I remember sitting down with someone at my like college, and we had lunch. We were just eating lunch together, and I was telling her about like my history and everything, and she was like, "You're not American Indian." She's like, "You don't look American Indian," and I'm just like, okay. I did not know how to respond to that. I was just like a little bit in disbelief that she would say something like that. Like, but okay. I was just like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, and then it made me question. I'm like, maybe she's right. But that like, it was such an insecurity not knowing who the heck I was or where I was from. So just to be on this self-discovery journey and see that like I'm from everywhere. It got so much love to me. It's incredible seeing this. So yes, whoever that person was, I am definitely American Indian according to my DNA. It's in my DNA. Okay. So whoa. So apparently we spread all over. Look at this, guys. This growth. Oh, I'm still cool. I'm still recording so you guys can see it. But this growth here from 1775, and we just started spreading out like a bunch of little ant colonies. I love my family. Okay, so yeah, looking over here, it's actually pretty funny because I do have family in Miami. I'm like in this region exactly where it's showing. This is interesting. I've never heard of having family around there or there. Yeah, I don't even know what Okeechobee is. That's also very interesting. Hey, here we are. Okay, well, I visited Daytona, I think, before. Actually, no, I'm going to Daytona. My bad. Hey, here we are. Okay, so those of you who don't know, okay, wait, this is where I went at my old school, Lakeland. Okay, personally, I would not go there again. That's just like my personal opinion. So here's where I'm from, St. Petersburg. I don't know where the hospital is, but I know it's still standing to this day. So it'd be pretty funny if I gave birth to my child there, or children. But I was born next to All Children's Hospital before All Children's Hospital existed. I think it was like Bayfront Baby Place or something like that. Is where I was born. All the way in St. Pete. So like just to see that is crazy. Like my family came from way over here to way over here where we are now. And it's just like, can you imagine if I were to like up and take my family to some other state or country and like live there? So yep, I do have family. Wow, like pinpointed actually. I have family all over in this area. South Carolina, where my grandmother's from. Great grandmother, I mean, my bad. And actually, the place where I want to get married. That was not on purpose. I did not pick the place and then be like, oh yeah, I want to get married in this state because of my great grandmother. It just so happened to be there. I saw the place. I have family in this area as well. So yeah, this is just this is so crazy cool. That was Georgia and Florida. Okay, I think I saw. Did I see this? No. So this can explain a bit the indigenous part. Early South Louisiana was home to a large population of West Africans and Creoles, a distinct ethnic group of people with mixed European, indigenous, and West African ancestry. The crazy thing about this, it's like my ancestors were mixed. Can you imagine how mixed I am if my ancestors were mixed? Like, it's crazy. I always tell people, like, what are you mixed with? I always joked around that I'm mixed with mixed, but it's so true. Oh my god, this is making me so emotional, like elated. Because, like, it's just like, it's true. Everything I've been telling people has been true when I questioned it my whole life. During the French and Spanish colonial eras, thousands of enslaved Black and Indigenous people labored on sugar and indigo plantations in rural areas and did other work in urban New Orleans. This is so cool because sugar plantations, if y'all had not had sugar cane, you are missing out. For those of you who like love sweet things and love sugar, like raw sugar, basically what you would do is you would go, or like my family, we would go, okay, specifically I remember my cousin when I went to go to his marriage ceremony. He was marrying someone, and he had a four-wheeler. So he was at the time residing in Louisiana. So I was very little. I was like super small. Barely remember, but his last name is also French. Figures, right? So the story is that I remember this. This is a story from my brain, not like what I've been told. But he put me on his four-wheeler on the back or in the front, one of those, and we rode in his backyard down the street, and there's like this whole field of sugar cane. It was a massive field, and he like chops one down, he like rides it back, chops it up in his kitchen, and like we just chew on that thing. It was so good. So for those of you who haven't had sugar cane, it's basically where sugar comes from. It's raw, pure sugar, and like it's kind of looks like bamboo, but like you basically peel it off, and then you could either juice it, you can make like, you know, different like sugar water with it, or you could just like chew on it. Personally, I just love chewing on it, and you can like chew on it and suck on it, and it basically like until all the sugar is like drained from it, and it's so good. But yeah, it says after the Civil War, many Afro Creoles and Black freedmen left the South in hopes of finding freedom and work. Today, Louisiana Creoles have a unique culture with their own French-based language and world-renowned music and culinary traditions. Hey, so basically, excuse me, this shows where my family traveled. From Haiti? Port-au-Prince? What is that? Dominican Republic, Haiti, Port-au-Prince. It's kind of funny that my brother once dated someone that was Dominican. Dahabon? Okay. So I guess like they were from here. Kind of crazy that there's nothing in Jamaica. But from Haiti all the way to Louisiana. La Place or La Place. I just feel like that should be La Place. See, these are so like French names. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Now I have to go to France. Yeah, majority over here. All right, I'll say 1800s. And then also from the north to the south. Or is that south to the north? I don't know how to tell. But anyway. Okay. Well, watching like Hamilton for the first time, this is like crazy seeing this. So at the end of the 18th century, the Spanish Empire ceded Louisiana to France, and many French escaping the Haitian Revolution relocated to Louisiana, bringing with them a large number of French-speaking enslaved Black people. but this influx of French Caribbean language and culture occurred alongside Americanization. Of course, mixed with mixed. The South's cotton economy was booming, and Americans wanted more land to expand the plantation system. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson, just relearned about him, signed the Louisiana Purchase, nearly doubling the size of the nation. In South Louisiana, hostilities grew in the arrival of the Anglo-Americans. Even New Orleans was divided into two distinct cities, one sided for French-speaking people, including Creoles, and the other for English-speaking Americans. This is so interesting. Where is this? More Creoles began to leave the South. California. Whoop whoop. I've also always wanted to go there too. And then this is like Illinois, I guess. See, what's so crazy is like nowadays people hate so much on immigrants, and like I at one point like understood where they were coming from, like believing that they would like take jobs and everything. But when you look at majority of our history of like me and you today who aren't immigrants, we started off as immigrants. Like America itself was taken from people that were here. Like we're all immigrants. I don't think either one of us has a say so to be like, no, get out, you don't belong here, when we don't even belong here ourselves. And like, yes, I get it, like I'm part indigenous, but the point is like point fingers at yourself, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't always make sense to me. And like you cannot have unity, my belief of unity being like, you know, stronger together with different cultures and backgrounds if you never choose to mingle with people who are different from you. You know what I mean? Like that's where the beauty and the richness resides, and you can't have that if you do not accept those people. And again, they have strengths that we don't, and we have strengths that they don't. Like when we come together, we are so much stronger and better than being alone and being apart. So like, heck yeah, like be my best friend. Like, you know what I mean? Just complimenting each other's strengths and weaknesses, and not just that, but learning about each other. Like I don't fully understand all the hate that these people get. Like I was just like them at one point. I had no control over where I was born, but like apparently it wasn't supposed to be Florida. It wasn't supposed to be. It was Louisiana, and not just that. It wasn't even supposed to be Louisiana. It was supposed to be France. Like stuff happens, life happens, war happens, and like we move from those places. Everyone moves because they want something better from themselves, and I don't think that anyone deserves hate for wanting better for themselves. If you want better for yourself, I say go get it, go chase it. Like, you know what I mean? I would want better for myself too. Like, I still want better for myself, and I live here. Like I don't know, just I'll play the clip specifically from Hamilton that I recorded because I was like, heck yeah, look. We get the job done. Like to me that was just so freaking awesome. That was like the best part, the best script written in there. So yeah, as you can see, this is like just wow, this is my history. Los Angeles? What? I don't think I have any family there, knowing I probably do, honestly. I tell you, I have family everywhere. I have family in Texas. This is so freaking cool, just knowing that like you can feel lost because you have so many places to like belong to, but for those listening who are also mixed, the truth is you should feel at home everywhere you go because you have so many places that you belong to. Not lost. You should feel at home. And like to me that's such a blessing. knowing that I don't just belong to one area. Even though I wanted that my whole life, it's like looking at this, I would not have wished for anything different. This is my history. This is my family's journey. This is love. Like my family moving and finding love and marrying and like having offspring, moving and finding love and like that's my story. I would not change that for anything. What did that say? It said Central and Southern Louisiana Creoles and African Americans, and then the Mississippi part, Mississippi, was Eastern Louisiana and Mississippi border African Americans and Southeast Louisiana region African Americans. So if you want to see like the whole traveling story, look at us just like spreading out. Kind of crazy how we like start off like as one population and then like we migrate and everything. This is so cool. I didn't know so many of my family members did this. Who the heck are these people? Oh my god. What the heck? I have so many second cousins. So many of my family members did this already. Third cousins? Who is this? Jay. Huh? Whoa. Can wiggle my ears. It says I'm less naturally athletic. I beg to differ. How dare you? What? Average birth weight, low sensitivity to bitter flavor. So it says unable to taste a certain bitter flavor. This is so true. Likely to drink a lot less caffeine than average. This is so true. I do not like drinking coffee. Like it tastes good, but the effects that it has on me makes me not drink it. Like I get super shaky. It doesn't make me feel like energized. It makes me feel like I'm about to faint. Like too much energy. You know what I mean? Like so much energy to where it has like almost the opposite effects. It makes my heart race and like flutter. It's just not good for me. I've always preferred tea anyways, and now that I'm like older learning about teas and like different teas have different benefits like immune system, like elderberry is really good for if you're sick. Ginger is really good for digestion and stuff like that. Also your immune system, like just learning about those things makes me like just want to get into tea a lot more. Likely to enjoy cilantro. Cleft chin. I'm less likely to have a cleft chin. I don't think I have a cleft chin. I'm more likely to be competitive? How does it know this? Y'all. That's so true. Dance moves can be learned, but certain parts of dancing have a genetic component. I had no idea. You were born with beats. Babies as young as 5 months old have natural rhythms, and the heights of their parents may impact the speed of their beats. One study found that babies with shorter parents beat on drums more rapidly than babies with taller parents do, maybe because shorter parents take faster footsteps. Since babies are carried a lot, they may get used to their caregivers' gaits. Enjoying dancing is at least 7% genetic, at most 93% environmental. I'm more likely to do things alone. More likely to be an extrovert. No. More likely to get hangry. Yes. Unlikely to have dimples. I have dimples, guys. And the fact that it's like way at the end is crazy. Attached earlobes. I do have, I think. Yeah, they're attached. Kind of. They're like in between. Brown eyes. Which I wonder if I could see like other family though, because yeah, DNA from your maternal side had more influence. I know. I look exactly like my mom. But I know that some of my family, eye color is 7% genetic, 93% environmental. Well, I know that like there are family members of mine that have lighter colored eyes, like really light eyes, like my grandfather. So I don't know. Which is on my mom's side, actually. So it's weird. Fuller hair. Facial hair. Well, I'm a woman, so don't go that. Longer index finger. It says index finger is longer than my ring finger. No? No, it's not. My ring finger is longer on both sides. Likely to focus easily. It says I'm unlikely. It says no freckles. What? Okay, so obviously DNA has some flaws. Because I definitely have freckles. Look. I have freckles and I have red hair. I have freckles and red hair and streaks of blonde. My brother had a full head of red hair when he was younger. Wow. Dark hair color. Yeah. It says thin hair. What? Tight curls. Yeah. Unlikely to have good hand-eye coordination. Fun fact, actually, in high school, I had a nickname of Steph Curry because I always shot 3-pointers with one hand and made them, like every single time. I cannot shoot a basket with two hands to save my life, but let me use one hand and I can do it. The amount of times that like guys have come up to me like, let me show you how to shoot with two hands, and like I would practice and I would get it and then I would just go right back to one hand. I don't know, something about it just like it's a lot like easier for me. Likely to tolerate heat well. I am 100% likely to tolerate heat well. I live in Florida. I get cold as heck here. Yeah. Because many sports take place outside or cause your body to warm up through exertion, the way you respond to heat can make or break your athletic performance. In fact, exerting yourself at higher temperatures may reduce your power input. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Likely to hold your breath for longer. Just reminded me of a funny behind story. I am not an extrovert. Well, nah. Okay, well, when you put it that way, it says introverts tend to focus more on the inner world of ideas and images, and extroverts tend to focus more on the outer world of people and things. Extroverts may be more motivated by rewards than introverts are, potentially due to difference in sensitivity to a chemical called dopamine. Being a morning or night person may be linked to the time of day you were born. Cadence or DNA suggests you're a morning person. I am a morning person. If you hit the sack hours later on weekends than you do on weekdays, you're not alone. I do. Yeah. Social jet lag. To combat effects such as daytime sleepiness and losing your cool in the DMV because you're a little grumpy, aim for an earlier weekend bedtime. You're more creative during your non-peak hours, so night people set an alarm if you need an aha moment. And morning people try burning the midnight oil. Oh my god, I've always wanted to know about this. Iris patterns. Suggest your irises have furrows and rings. What is that? I actually really love my eyes. Like when I look into the mirror and like I see them, like the iris, it's mesmerizing. Especially in like, you know, when I can see it like with light and everything. But like when the sun hits it, it has like that russet brown. It's like almost red. It's so pretty. And then like the same thing with my hair, specifically towards the end, you can see it like the red in it when the sun hits it, so like they match. Oh, I love it so much. Male hair loss, genes for lower chance of hair loss. More attractive to mosquitoes, unlikely to get motion sick. That's a heck of a lie. I do get motion sickness. Unlikely to be an optimist. Okay. I feel pretty optimistic. Performing choreography is more difficult. I don't think so. Unlikely to have a pet. I've had a pet majority of my life, but I will not be having pets as an adult, I don't think. Not like, at least not right away. Because I want to travel and everything. Likely to have good balance, less flexible. Okay, I can attest to those. I can't do splits, but like I'm pretty flexible, just not like splits flexible. Not a picky eater. I'm really not. I will literally eat any and everything. I've had crickets before. Barbecue flavored. Likely to play an instrument. Quick reflexes, risk taking. It says I avoid taking risks. That's funny. Likely to remember dreams, more self-confident, self-disciplined, more motivated by others. So others motivate me. I can see that actually. Like when I'm like in like class or something like that and I hear people talking about how they're in like chapter 21 and I'm on chapter 18, I'm like, heck no, I gotta catch up and get to chapter 21. Even though like the whole class is on 18. If I hear someone else is ahead, like I want to get ahead too, just because it's like, it's kind of like receiving advice, you know what I mean? It's like, if I were you, I would get ahead, you know what I mean? That's how I take it. I'm likely to enjoy spicy foods. I love spicy foods. I will like have a full cup of water by my side, but I'll still eat the spicy food. This is why I say I'm so glad I'm not allergic to anything, because I would 100% be that stupid person that would eat something and then use their EpiPen right after that if it was like about to expire or something. because I would not be able to like restrain myself. I'd feel like I'm missing out on life. I don't sneeze in the sun. I think I've only had that, like, I've only been affected by the sun sneezing like once in my life. Likely to be ticklish. I'm very ticklish. Just think about it, it's making me laugh. I'm like very sensitive to touch. I don't know why. Less sensitive to sweet sensitivity. Not a nap taker. I'm really not. When I do take a nap though, it's like for hours. But it's because I don't take them often. Likely to tolerate jelly. Unlikely to roll your tongue. I can do that. I can do all the things with my... People have dirty minds on here. I cannot be saying stuff like that. It says likely to have a unibrow. I have never had a unibrow in my whole life. Unlikely to enjoy watching sports. Who knew this was in our DNA? Because truthfully, I do not enjoy watching sports. The only sport I can tolerate watching is basketball. And I didn't know that until I got to college and I went to a basketball game just to support some people that I knew that were playing. And I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I love watching basketball, but I always preferred playing over watching. Till this day I do. Likely to develop all 4 wisdom teeth. 100%. I currently have, I believe, 1 growing, coming in, and is like just starting to come in. So yeah, I will have all 4. I do not plan on getting them removed. But I want to see like the science behind this. DNA from my paternal side had more influence on watching sports. So I don't know, because my dad loves watching football and basketball and track, and he was a coach for like literally all of these things and played in all of these things too, so it's like mad good at it as well. It says benefits of watching sports. Can help you feel less lonely. Watching sports on TV has shown decreased symptoms of depression, and it shows you how to enjoy watching sports by tuning in once in a while, especially during worldwide events. Do they get paid for this? Understanding the rules of a sport makes it much more fun to watch. That's so true. Yeah. So maybe I should try that. Researching the life of an athlete you'll be watching or looking up stories in the news about a certain team can help you get invested. I already know what athlete I'd be watching. Enjoying watching sports is at least 6% genetic and 94% environmental. Yeah, so this is very like just interesting to see. All of these traits. I'm gonna take a quick screen recording just so I'll always have it, because right now this is like the full membership plan, but I'm not going to be paying monthly to see all this stuff. So yeah. What's my pain tolerance? I have a lower pain tolerance. Oh no. I'm saying no is like, what if I give birth? I can't take it. Will I be blaming my husband? It's 5% genetic. It says when you're injured or feeling ill, your nerves sense that something is wrong and send a message to your brain. As a result, you feel pain, but pain doesn't feel the same way for everyone. Pain tolerance is the amount of pain someone can handle that varies for everyone. Some people find an injury or sickness to be much more painful than others do, hence the term dramatic. I'm not dramatic, I just have a low pain tolerance. Develop a better pain tolerance by okay, it says having a high pain tolerance can help you be less sensitive to pain, obviously. And that's important because the less pain you feel, the more you tend to enjoy daily activities. A few activities can help, including mindfulness meditation, regular aerobic exercise, strength training, and making noises, like saying ow when you get hurt. There's only one place my brain works. So, thank you guys so much for watching, learning about my history, my ancestry, my DNA, and who the heck Cadence is. And thanks for joining me on this journey, and also hearing my spill about the beauty and genetics and differences in culture, history, languages, like all of the things, even like differences in dancing. I had no idea that that was genetic, but now that I do, I have so much more grace and respect for people who literally say that they don't like dance, because it's like, to me, I never understood that because dance has been like my whole life, but now it's like, again, just being able to share those differences. If someone doesn't like dance, what do they like, and like how can you incorporate that into your life, and then how can they incorporate dancing into their life? There's just like so many differences and like of enjoyment that can be shown and shared, and again, that's just so beautiful to me. So never let someone make you feel bad for loving differences in people, and never change your heart for loving differences in people, because again, I would not be here today. It's literally who I am, and I'm so glad that my family immigrated from all over the world, right, to be where I am here today. I'm just very grateful. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and share it, and I hope that you have a great day today. Peace out.